Uh, Graham here with the latest updates from We Share Abundance. I'm a couple of minutes late, I believe. It's 3 minutes past. So, what is We Share Abundance? We are a cloud nation and we're an emerging nation. We've been around for about 3 years and we've got in place our foundations, and we are now strengthening our economy because we already have the economy in place. We have the treasury, we have social services, we have our own currency, we have all this available, and we're now putting in the industries to strengthen our economy, increase the value and the liquidity of our currency for the benefit of all our citizens. And anybody can be a citizen. It's totally free to become a citizen. All you need to do is register, and in fact we'll give you $5 for registering and proving you're a real person. There are lots of benefits in being a citizen, but probably the main one is you'll be joining a community of positive-minded, friendly people, because that's what we ask of people. We ask that you come with a positive mental attitude, a willingness to share love and abundance. And if everybody does that, everything works fine. Okay? We should be streaming live on YouTube, Twitch, and in our Facebook group, We Share Abundance Publicly. And I'm going to head over to the Facebook group right now to check that things are working correctly. And because there I tend to see the comments or more comments than I do anywhere else. So with that said, I'm going to Facebook. When I get to Facebook, I'm going to be looking for We Share Abundance Publicly. And when that comes up, come on Facebook, I am going to be looking for the 12th of April. and I'm not sure, here we go. I'm not sure whether you lost us or not then. But I think we should be back now. I noticed that the video disappeared. I don't know why, but it's back now. So I hope that you got everything, but there's no updates we've mentioned. But I was talking about our non-separatist ideology, and we have a little affirmation to help us with that. And that goes like this. We are so happy and grateful to be citizens of the United States of the world with God and truth as our leaders. Heavenly Father, may thy kingdom of peace come into our world as it is in heaven, and free us all from divisive in harmony, that we may become perfect citizens in body, mind, and soul of thy world. Okay, and we now have Kingsley in from from Manchester, and he says it's raining in Manchester. It's not raining here at the moment, but it's been on and off all day. It's been typical. Oh no, it's not really been typical. It's been just very windy, with rain at times, hail at times. As I say, I got caught in the hailstorm, which came really pretty unexpectedly based on what we saw when we set out for our walk, Cody and I. Okay, so welcome to all of you, wherever you're from, and whether you're watching this live or whether you are watching the replay, because we have lots and lots of members that watch the replays, because no matter what time we picked, it wouldn't be ideal for everybody. Some people would be at work, some people would be having a meal, some people would be sleeping, some people would be playing sport or whatever the time that we broadcast. So we just make do with what we have, and we've been here at 7 o'clock for the past 3 years. We will continue on a daily basis until we get to a sustainable situation with We Share Abundance, and then we'll probably settle down to less updates a week, because we will continue to strive to be better. We'll never stop making improvements. We'll never stop the development of the website. We'll keep progressing, adding more benefits for members. But we will get to a point where everybody is happy with what we're doing, and just even happier as we enhance things. So that at that time, we'll be concentrating more on spreading the news about what we are, helping people find us, and helping you build your relationships within the community, rather than letting you know where we are. We're still doing this, we're still doing that. Okay. So what are we still doing? Well, we're still doing the advertising bit that Devion has been on. I'm just looking for her latest support. We did spend time today. Yeah, she's still working on expanding the advertising for the Multiply Weezer site. Multiply Weezer, no, not the Multiply Weezer site, for the Poverty Crusher. At the moment, Poverty Crusher, we have ad packs, and those ad packs buy you advertising on the Multiply Weezer site, which is a really good advertising site. You get login ads there, and they are really valuable and very effective in promoting anything that you want to promote. We will also be adding in more options for things, and that is the process that we're going through at the moment. We've got Richard in from Devon as well, popped in now, and Bozina from the capital of Scotland, Edinburgh, and Deborah in from Southern Alabama, USA. got quite a few late entrants today. They've missed the prayers, they've missed the affirmations, but they're here, and it's lovely to see everybody. Okay, so that's what Devian has been on, but we've also been spending quite a lot of time on the Miracles development program. I think we've narrowed it down to the team that we're going to go with. We have a new proposal in from them. I've not had time to go through that yet, but that came following a meeting we had today, which went on for a best part of an hour. So we've now got to go through and check the proposal and see how that can be implemented and if it's everything that we want. Deviani has also got to just verify 1 or 2 points on how we will integrate some parts into what they're developing. We want them to develop the plan. The game itself is very simple. It'll be very simple for people to play, very simple for people to enjoy, but we want it to also be exciting. We want it to be something that people enjoy and want to come back and do, you know. There's a website, very, very plain, that I go to. It takes me about probably less than 2 minutes every day, but I enjoy it. It's a little bit of a challenge, and it's about the only game I play, and it's called Wordle. And it's a very, very simple website, but I like it. You can only play once a day, and that suits me as well, because it avoids me saying, "Oh, great, I got that quickly. Let's try another one," and then wasting more time than I want to on there. But Wordle, you can only play once a day, so it's good. You go there, you play, and you get through the process of elimination what the 5-letter word is that is today's word. I mean, as I say, it takes 2 or 3 minutes at the most. So it suits me because I get a kick out of winning and finding the words. There's nobody I play against or anything. It's just being able to do it, and it doesn't take long, and I can only do it once a day, so it suits me down to the ground. But it's a very plain site, but even that attracts me back. But we want something where people can come back and say, yeah, I want to play again. I want to play again. And maybe it will be something like restricting people to a certain number of plays per day, once, twice, 3 times a day, whatever. But in the back end, we have to program in every time somebody, you'll be able to play free, or you'll be able to get involved in the paid side where you can win huge amounts of cash, quite frankly. You can win 30,000 upwards dollars through playing this simple game, which is just picking the right answer to trivia questions. But we have shareholders. We've not sold anywhere near the number of shares we would have liked, and the shares at the moment are $100. But as we place this contract, and it could be this week, but I think it will probably be next week, because we're a bit late. We've got to go through the proposal and make sure that it is correct. When we place that proposal, we're going to put them up to $150, and there will be stages of development in that proposal, and it's probably going to take 3 months to get it sorted out properly. When we go through those stages, each of those stages, let's say each one takes a week, we will increase the price of the shares every time we start a new stage, a new phase of development, because those shares are going to become really valuable as we start to get those games played they are going to start paying the shareholders dividends. And the dividends are going to be small at the beginning, but as the popularity of the game grows, those dividends are going to be increased, because every time somebody plays, they're going to get uh, more cash for each play. And when we hit our target, which will be possibly 3 years down the road, what we're planning on is hitting 72 million players that play 5 times a month in 3 years' time. Now, that may seem like a lot, and it is, but in terms of the gaming community, it's a tiny fraction. It's something like, I think it's less than 2% of the gaming community. We won't attract everybody in that gaming community, because people like those games where you go around and you shoot people or get shot and this sort of thing. So we're not like that, but it will attract people. It'd be interesting to know how many people play Wordle, for example, because those people would be the type of people that would want to play our game. But we'll also attract people who would like the challenge to win $30,000 with a little bit of general knowledge. We would also attract people that don't play those other types of games that are popular out there, but do want to test their knowledge. And quizzes on television, for example, are very popular. Things like University Challenge. Most of the people that watch University Challenge couldn't answer any of the questions that are on there, but it has a huge audience, um, because people like to see people and see these questions. There's another one called, what's it called, Mastermind, which is more popular, and that has 2 sets of questions. One is a specialized knowledge section, and one is general knowledge questions. And people like to watch that. That has a big following as well. So there are a lot of people out there outside of the gaming market. So, but if we get 2% of the gaming market, we'll have hit our goals, and the people that bought one share for $100 will become multimillionaires. We still have shares to sell. They are still available. I'll send out a message about this tomorrow, probably, for anybody that wants to get involved at this late date. And then every time the shares go up in price, which will start happening within the next couple of weeks, I'll send out another memo saying, okay, you missed the chance to buy at 100. Today, they're now 150, and so on. And those shares are going to go up in value, because to become a millionaire from a $100 share totally passively is a steal. And if you think it's not possible, people that got involved in Walmart when Sam, whatever his name was, forgotten his second name, went around knocking on doors saying, look, I'm going to start this business. Do you want to help me get started? You can have shares in my company. And he went around locally and collected enough money to get started with the philosophy of stack it high and sell it cheap. And you all know what happened with Walmart. I think it's the biggest physical retailer in the world still. It certainly was, with stores in many countries, and I don't know what their turnover is, but it's huge. And people that got involved in that when it started became multimillionaires. Facebook, the guy that started Facebook, forgot what his name is at the moment. He Norman will pop up with his name. He's a mastermind. But he invited people to an opportunity meeting in his room at college. Not everybody that he invited turned up. Not everybody that turned up got involved and put some cash into getting Facebook started. But the ones that did became multimillionaires. Similar story with Amazon, similar story with lots of different organizations. And so it's your chance now. Right. We've got Richard saying, what happens if players tie for number of correct answers? Is there a speed element? Yes, there is, Richard. There'll be always some way that we can divide people. Interestingly, that speed element, I want to be totally fair. People with a fast connection will be able to answer questions faster than somebody with a slow internet connection. And so we have to build that factor in as well. So there's a lot of thought gone into how everything will work. But yeah, we will be able to make sure that we have always got an outright winner. Okay. Richard Atkins said, "Oh, he's there before Norman." I knew Norman would be in with it, but yeah, Mark Zuckerberg. But Richard was in with Zuckerberg before Norman came in with it. I don't know. Norman knows everything. He's amazing. Right. So that's where we are with that. It was a really, really good meeting today. There was a lot of technicality went on, which I don't understand, and that's why Devyani had to be in on the meeting as well, asking questions about how this would work and how that would be done, and to satisfy Devyani, they have to be good. But she came back after the meeting. We had our own meeting again, so it wasn't just that hour with them. And her bottom line was she likes the group. They seem to know what they're doing, and she's happy with everything that went on in the meeting. So that is why I think we've found our team. Okay. I'm working on things which will be required for the marketing campaign post-campaign, because we're going to get people signing up for Turnkey Cash Cow. And this is through Facebook advertising in a specific way. Facebook advertising is really, really effective, but it's not easy to do. I can assure you of that. It's very easy to lose your account with Facebook. It's very easy to get them blocking your adverts, and it's very easy to spend a lot of money and make nothing. And that's why we've got into collaboration with Caleb O'Dowd. They specialize in Facebook marketing. There are other people that specialize in it as well. There are other organizations, but Caleb seems to be a good fit for us. And we've got the information for the campaign to them. But once that campaign starts running, then we have things that we need to be providing for the people that opt in, to make sure that we take them through a sales process, a sales funnel, if you like. And so I'm working on that. So I'm still doing what I did yesterday, because I found it so effective yesterday, to get up a few hours earlier than I was in the habit of doing, to allow myself to spend time on the development of this before I get into the routines. Because if I if I get up at my normal time and go through the routines, it takes me till probably midday. And by then, I'm getting jaded, and anything else I do isn't as good or effective as when I work first thing. So I'm getting up a few hours earlier now and working on the back end, if you like, of that campaign. It doesn't affect the advertising and everything like that. That's all with Caleb now, unless they come back again and want something different or more. Um, that's all in their hands and ready, or will soon be ready to go and will go. Um, but um, the, uh, the back end is now what I'm working on. Um, we will take them through a process, and uh, if we do that process, we'll get a really good percentage of sign-ups, creating a lot of income for We Share Abundance community, and especially, of course, the people that are involved in that 10K Cash Cow program. They'll be the first to benefit. They'll get uh, big lumps of commission coming into them as we introduce people, but also we'll be putting cash into the treasury, covering administration, development, and putting cash into the liquidity pool, um, stabilizing. It won't take an awful lot to get the Wheat Abundance token stabilized. Once that's stabilized, we will just be able to keep it and maintain it, and we'll get that really going well. And then following that, we'll be working on the Weezer token, which will boost the Multiply Weezer site as well, which will be another boost to our economy. So it'll have lots and lots of effects. And of course, once we start getting the funds in from the game site from Miracles, that will also come into our economy and be boosting things there. I'm excited about those two projects. They've been a lot of work, but they are both getting near to completion and paying off. There are other things going on as well in the background. Those aren't the only irons we've got in the fire. We've got lots more to come. And everything, of course, is beneficial to remember. Okay, we've got Norman will take a load of money playing a new game. Yeah, I think he may well be one of the people that that could do really well with a trivia game, Norman, because he's got the answers to lots of things. He's a memory man. Okay. I think that there'll be an element of luck in the questions that pop up for you. The questions will all be totally unique. There will be no repeated questions. It won't be like we've got 100 questions and we go through them and then we start from the top again. That would be, even if we had 1,000 questions, it would soon get to the point where people knew the answers because they'd been there before. And they'd be able to make a note of the answers and check on them and gain an unfair advantage. So every time somebody plays, there will be a totally unique question. But it could be sport, it could be politics, it could be science, it could be, any topic under the sun. And if you hit a batch of questions that has something that you're interested in, then you're going to do well in that game. But if you hit a batch of questions that you have really no interest in, then you're not going to do so well in that game unless you're lucky and guess the right answer, because you'll be able to just pick an answer out of 5 potential answers, which are all feasible You know, it might be geography, you know, the capital of a state or a country, or the colours of a flag, or whatever, you know. It might be, you know, the question that there are literally millions of questions out there that we can use, and we will be doing that. And that has been one of the most challenging parts of this game, because the game itself is relatively simple. We want a nice, bright interface which people enjoy, uh, so that when we get people there, they want to come back, both because of the game and the way it works, and we want to make it a nice, enjoyable situation. But um, the big thing was to make sure we had unique questions and answers, and we seem to have got a solution for that now. And so every time you play, you will get um, a unique question nobody else has seen ever before in our game. Okay, they might have seen it in in a pub quiz or something. You know, you never know, but they won't have seen it before in our game. Okay, so that has been one of the biggest challenges, um, and it's added to the development cost. Um, but we think we've got it solved. I have to go through the proposal and check things, and then I have to check with Deviani again. But it's looking promising. Okay. Norman says we'll all be winners if they ask the right questions. You'll all be winners if you answer uh, with the correct answer to whatever question it is. Okay. But we'll all be winners anyway, because the funds created by that game will benefit whichever. So it will benefit all the members anyway, players or not, winners or not in the game. Right. That pretty much covers what I've got for you today. There is today, Wednesday, yes, there is at 8 o'clock, I believe, um, Dave with his update for the, I think, distributors only. It shouldn't be if every player is involved. I'll have to check on that, but I think there is a broadcast at 8 o'clock today, which if you're not in the round robin, you need to get on that broadcast. You've got to attend the broadcast, or if not attending it live, you've got to watch the replay within 24 hours, I think they give you. Uh, and the Saturday broadcast as well until the end of this month. So it's not too much of a challenge for most people to do that. Um, it is important that you do it if you're not in that round robin. The round robin could be highly beneficial to you. Well, it will be highly beneficial to you once you get in it. No doubt about that. It's just that you need to make sure that you get in it. And he's made it as easy as he possibly can for everybody to get in there now. So get on that call today. I don't think there's anything else I've got for you. Oh, I've got numbers. Um, Once again, at this time of the month and where we are in our stages of development, uh, they're not really startling. But we had a net increase of 3 in our registered members to 38,806. We had an increase of 5 in our active members to 3,480, 3,864. And we had an increase of again. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days on the run. We've had an increase in the bonus pool of Multiply We 3, and that is an indication that we are getting more activity in there again. Even though the compensation plan in there is very, very limited in what's available at the moment. We're getting that activity in. We've not got an increase in the number of members or paid members, but we are getting higher rewards from the revenue share. So that is that is an encouraging aspect of where we are. We are going to see big improvements in that as we start working with the liquidity pool for the Visa token once we have stabilized the Visa Abundance token. Okay, I think that's it. Have we got any questions there? I can't see any there. Let me check in the Melon app where I'll be able to see if we've got any questions from people in Twitch or YouTube or anybody else in there besides Lewis. Scrolling down. Nope, no questions there. So that's it from me for today. I'll be back same time, same place tomorrow, 7 p.m. London time on YouTube, Twitch, and then the Facebook group We Share Abundance publicly. I look forward to seeing you all then. Until then, be Visa warriors. Get out there, share some love and abundance, go the extra mile, and help a few people, and your life will improve in proportion to the love and service that you offer to others. Improve in so many ways, not just financially. I mean, that'll just happen. Don't worry about that. But it'll improve you in your spiritual side, I suppose. The happiness that you feel, the joy within, you'll be rolling about like, wow, what a life great, instead of, oh, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I've got to do this, no, life is wonderful, that'll be the difference. So be Visa warriors and do that. Until tomorrow, see you later, alligator, in a wild crocodile. See you later, alligator, always welcome to smile. See you later, alligator, go the extra